on, guys? My name's CJ. In this video I'm going to show you how to replace your ceiling fan light switch pull cord when it's not working. So in this situation, this is an older ceiling fan, and when you turn on the switch, the fan does work and the light works. By the way, I just have the light disconnected for now. So the light works. The problem with the light is that you can't turn the light off while the fan is on. So when you pull this down, it doesn't work. This is fine. Just want to show you guys how to replace it if you're looking to replace either one of these. So I was thinking in my mind, should I just replace the whole light fixture? It's going to cost me more money. It is older, but can I just replace this? So if you're looking to save time and money, I would recommend just replacing the pull cord switch. So I got these on Amazon, 2 of them for $7, and it matches the color of the copper looking little knob. So you can see when I pull this, it works, right? So what happened was the mechanism inside this ended up breaking on the older one, and that was the problem. It wasn't even that the cord itself got detached. There's like a plastic thing inside of it, and that got detached. So I'm just going to show you how to simply put this back on using a new piece, okay? Alright, so first thing we need to do is shut the power off to this. I'm not going to shut it off from here right now. I will when I'm done with doing what we're doing, but first we need to shut the power off by the breaker, and I'm leaving this on because I want to know that this is off. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk over to the breaker. You're going to walk to your electrical panel. Wherever that is in your house, you need to find the electrical panel. Mine is in my garage. Little lever, just kind of push that in and pull it out. Some panels are marked already, some are not. I looked at them, I read them, and according to this document, it says, it's kind of hard to read, but garage, dishwasher, bedroom. So if they're saying garage, dishwasher, bedroom. So we're gonna go ahead and find out, did it actually turn off? Because if that fan is not spinning anymore, then I know it's completely off. Yeah, so this fan is not, even though it's spinning, it's about to stop. And all my other stuff is off. Printer, the light went off. So I know that there's no more power going. Yeah, so you can see right now, it's off. If I turn this off, back on, it's not turning on. So we know the power is 100% killed, and now we can start working on this. So that's the first important step that you need to do when you're going to replace this pull cord switch. All right, so now what do? There are 3, sometimes 4 thumb screws, they call them, that hold this glass dome over the light. So you just have to loosen them up, and then you're going to let it fall down on your hand and just remove that. So just put your hand around them. You'll see these big thumb screws. There should be 3 or 4 of them, and you're just going to turn them to the left, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. So I actually have 2 thumb screws. Actually looks like it's missing one. There's a hole right here. Just set that down somewhere to the side. You can buy them. If they ever break, you can easily buy them in the store. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and work on the next part, which is dropping the light fixture itself inside, not the outside, the inside part down, because we need to get to the wiring. But before that, you can actually go ahead and remove the string. So whichever one you're working on, this I actually bought on Amazon as well. It's light, and then this one's fan. It's kind of cool to let you know what it is. What you want to do is actually remove this, because you need to unscrew this, and when you unscrew it, it's going to slide down. It's going to have nowhere to go. So you're going to unscrew this, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. And you see it just stops right there. You got to remove the connector to the chains. That has to come off. So now we need to get this inside out part down and out. So to do that, there's actually 3 screws holding that in, this fixture. 1, 2, and then there's a 3rd one on the side. You're going to need a screwdriver for this part. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, loosen it up. Okay. What I like to do is get the screw loose with the screwdriver and then unscrew it with your fingers so you don't lose the screw on the ground. Now this will fall down on you, so you just kind of have to hold it as it's falling. It just comes loose. All right, you can let it hang. It's not a big deal. All right, make sure you set your screws to the side. I'll take the light bulb out. Okay, Alright, so I just want to show you now what exactly is going on here. This piece here, I'm just going to loosen this out. Don't be afraid to touch the wires. As long as the power's out, you're good. You will not get shocked. Alright, so this is the old mechanism. This is exactly what I was trying to explain to you guys. This is what happened. So in here, this pull cord is still connected inside. It's not that it got disconnected, it's just that the plastic in there broke apart. Now this was connected to this. So you have the hot, which is this white wire, and the neutral is this blue. This was connected like that. And then what I did was I got a little flathead and I pried it open because I wanted to see how do you open this up? Can I fix it? Is it something simple? So these two wires are connected inside of this. So when you buy, it actually comes with the wires, and you can see it's just the same setup essentially, just that the wires come with it. So we're not going to put the wires in there because they're already done. So all we need to do is connect the wires to the other wires, but we're going to need to use wire caps to do that. I went so far to even open that middle piece to see, is there anything that I can do to fix this? Take this out, and there you go. That's what it looks like inside. There's this little plastic thing broke off, and so you actually see that this is still attached. This never broke. This is still in there. And then so inside of this, I guess the post thing was in the middle. Spring, this little metal was sitting in here like this. And so when you would pull the cord with this being on top and applying pressure, it would allow you to do that clicking motion. But anyway, that's all broke, so we're going to go ahead and install the new one. First, you're going to need to take this off because we need to get this through the hole that we have up here. So you got the one neutral wire connected like that, and then we're going to put the wire cap, and then the other end will have to be like that. Okay, so this is a 2-wire switch, and you can get them on Amazon either way. You just need to know how many wires you have. We're going to go ahead and unscrew this part, like I said, because this part needs to go into the hole opening, and then you'll reattach that. Just going to loosen it, righty tighty, lefty loosey. Make sure it comes off and off of the string, and you're just going to hold that in your pocket. This is actually really simple, guys. So the problem that happened here was I had a family member sleeping, and they wanted the fan on, but they wanted the light off, and they couldn't. When they hit the switch, the fan and light were turning off. So I'm going to fix it for them instead of buying a new one. Alright, so let's go ahead and push this in. You're going to have to get the string in first. Calling string. The chain. You have to pull the chain through. Keep pulling until it gets to here. Right there. Now we're just going to go ahead and put that metal cap on, and that will hold that in place. That's all it does. This holds that mechanism in place, that switch. Feed it through the bottom of the chain, bring it up, and then screw it to the right, righty tighty. Pulling it up, and then screw it in. Keep tightening until it doesn't tighten anymore, and pull. Look at that. It works. So that's the mechanism that allows you to have that switch feature. Now we just need to connect these wires. These wires are a little long, so I probably will cut them down because they are a little long. So you're probably going to want to use wire cutters. So this is pull this off like this, the sheathing. And you don't have to cut them if you don't feel comfortable. All you're doing is cutting the wire, but you do need to make sure the sheathing is off when you're doing that. The thing is that this space in here is very tight, and you need room for this to be pushed up in here. And when you're pushing this piece back up, there's a lot of wiring going on, so you want less wire as much as possible. We're going to have wire caps, which is going to make it even more tighter. Alright, so I am going to cut this wire down just a little bit, just through here for both, just make it even. So if you're going to use scissors to cut the sheathing off, a simple way is to hold this end with one hand, and then the other hand you want to put your scissors on the sheathing, kind of grip it lightly, and just spin the wire with your other hand in a circular motion so you can get a nice circular cut, and then just pull that off. So you don't want to pull down necessarily like that. You just kind of grip it, turn the wire in a circular motion, and then that will allow you to pull the sheathing off. I did it to this end just because I want this wiring has to go in that cap. Might actually make this a little longer. Now you can kind of see, it's a little hard to tell with the lighting, but the very end is very stuck together, almost like it's burned together. I would cut that off. You want to get a fresh wire, so cut that off so that it's nice and fresh looking, more like the new wire that we have. You want the wires to be free and fresh, not burned and stuck together like that. And you can see what I'm talking about here. I just cut them off. See how they're just stuck like that? So cut them off and just cut more sheathing off if that's what you need to do. So this is what I was talking about with the sheathing. Make a circle shaped cut with your scissors, and then this part will just come right off. All the wires look good. It's all even, no uneven ends. Now you're just simply going to connect your blue wire to the black wires, and it doesn't matter which one as far as which black, because they're all connecting to the neutral. You're just not going to do that, but you're going to put these onto the switch and then twist them together and stick them into the wire cap. Okay, so you also want to get some electrical tape and tape them on the ends after you twist. Wrap some tape around the ends of the two wires so they don't really separate, even though you're twisting them and you're putting them in the cap. Just tape them on the ends. It will just help it to be more secure. Alright, so you can see I twisted them together. I put electrical tape on the end just to keep them secured. Now we're going to go ahead and stick the cap on. Push it right through. Alright, so then once you put that cap on, you're going to turn it, keep turning it, and it's going to twist it and kind of lock it in place. You don't have to do this part, but I put electrical tape around the cap and around the ends of the wires just to keep it a little more secure. And now we're going to do it to the last one, which is the other wire. We'll just do the same exact thing. Alright guys, now that you have your caps on your wires, you want to go ahead and tuck this up as far as you can, and then you're going to have to get these somehow in there and out of the way for this to sit up in there nice and snug, and for you to get the screws through those holes. You need to get all this tucked up in there. So what I did is I actually turned the caps upwards, turned them the other way, and stuck them up in the spaces that are available. Alright, so now you're going to go ahead and screw up your middle piece that holds the light bulb, the fixture inside, and put in your 3 screws, 1, 2, and 3 on the outside. Now we can go ahead and put our light bulb in. The power is still off at this time. And you can also reconnect this chain. So just grab your chain, and then this little part right here. You put the ball in the middle of this, and then you kind of push down and in. Alright, so the ball goes in the middle, and then you just kind of snap it in, and that clicks in real easy. So the last thing we need to do is put the cover on, the glass dome, whatever you want to call it. And I only have 2 thumb screws. Since I only have 2, I'm actually going to change it so that this one is over on the other side so that it holds better. Make sure it's sitting fully up, and hold it with one hand and turn to the right on one side. Kind of want to get it to be an even turn on both sides. Kind of let it go and see if it's loose. The other side needs to get retightened. Let's make sure both sides are nice and tight. Okay. Alright, so Bruno is sleeping, or maybe he's not, he's just resting. Are you resting, Bruno? You're a good boy. Alright, let's go ahead and test it out. And by the way, power's still off. So let's go ahead and go to the breaker. And another thing is, with your electrical panel, you do want to label these if you can. Maybe put a placard here lower, and even if you want to put a little white tag so you know what each breaker represents, so what room one day you can go through it and identify what belongs to what. This makes it a lot easier when you're doing this kind of work. And guys, you don't need to be an electrician to do this. This does not require you to be an electrician. This requires a good amount of patience. Like Mr. Bruno has a lot of patience. Boom, the light is working. So that, as I said, the light would work, but when they wanted to use the fan, let's say I want the fan on, but I also want the light off. There you go. And the printer's turning back on. So Again, links in the description for the pull cord. Comes to $7 on Amazon. All you need is electrical tape, wire cutters, and that's about it. Scissors. Really simple. You guys can do this yourself. Don't go out and buy a whole new light fixture just because the pull cord isn't working. Like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!